Hey, good morning, you wild FNGs. I decided to do something a little bit different to get a little content. I gave myself a challenge. I'm gonna buy a bike for under 6,000 bucks somewhere in the southeast, because I live in the Seattle area, and fly out, pick it up sight unseen, and ride it down to Orlando, Florida to see a buddy of mine from the Air Force when I was an enlisted guy, and then ride it all the way across the southern route and see some more friends in Texas and stop in, maybe see a friend of mine who's training on the F-16 right now in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Shout out to Jake. I might. Depends on the weather. A lot of this trip depends on the weather. I got a cold, so that's already putting a damper on it. But anyway, the idea is that I'm flying in to Charlotte, North Carolina, catching an Uber up to Lenoir, and getting this bike from a guy named Kevin, who has a small shop called Wicked Thunder in Lenoir. It's a little one-man shop fixing bikes. He's been really good to work with on the phone and on the internet. He's very responsive, and I got video of it, so I think the bike's gonna look pretty good. It was dropped on one side, just a drop, not a crash. So it has some scratches on the pannier and on the right side, but I don't care. The price is right. And I know I'm going to have to put new tires on it, so that's in the equation. I'll send him tires and I'll send him a pipe. I can't stand a quiet bike. So anyway, it's a Kawasaki, a 2012 14 Concours 14, also known as the Connie. And I don't know if it's Concours or Concours. I don't really care. It's a baby. It's a young cousin to the ZX14. I'm not expecting it to be anywhere close to performance-wise. Maybe I'll be surprised. I'm hoping it's more comfortable than my 2012 ZX14R. I've had 3 of those bikes and I really love it, so it's going to take a really good bike to impress me on this trip. But I'm hoping, because I'm getting older and it hurts my butt more on that 14R, that it'll be a better bike for a trip. I mean, it should be. It's got a big-ass fairing and it's designed for touring with some sport involved too, I think, is the idea with that bike. So I've read tons of reviews on it. Man, everybody seems to love the bike. So anyway, so that's the plan. So I'm heading out and we'll see how it goes. See ya.
Hey, it's Birdman back. Dude, started an epic journey. I went from Seattle to Orange County to Charlotte, North Carolina, and picked up this bike. It's a 2012 Concours 14. Bought it sight unseen. $5,500. And I bought it from a guy named Kevin at Wicked Thunder in Lenoir. Super helpful, great guy. Just the honest broker, did the best he could with selling it on consignment. I had to put new tires on it. I had to check the brakes. The tire pressure monitoring system on the front isn't working, but oh well, that's what we got air gauges for. But then I rode it the first day, and I didn't want to ride it. I didn't want to video log and ride at the same time, because I'm not used to the bike, number one, and new area, it was cold, pretty nasty, so I didn't do that. I rode from there to Columbia, South Carolina, where I met up with an old buddy of mine, call sign Biff, F-16 fighter pilot, combat veteran, and currently married to a really beautiful gal, Diana. And we hung out, had dinner, he cooked me steak, had some grub, chatted about old times, and got caught up with him. So, got up the next day, worked on the bike a little bit. I had to put my the piggyback thing that goes on the battery to run to my heated vest. So I did that. That was good. But it had been cold, and then yesterday when I took off it was about 60, so I didn't need it. But I'm gonna have to get it here. I'll have to use it. And then I ended up had to go to Charleston to Cycle Gear because that's a cool building. Because my AirTech 5 airbag, while I was in shipment, the zipper broke on it, and without the zipper it doesn't connect and it won't work. So it's code 3. Code 3 in fighter pilot jargon is not working. If it jet's code 3, you can't take it. Code 2 you can take it, but it has limitations. Code 1 is a good jet. So that puts me kind of code 2. I'll take the jet, I'll take the ride, I'll be thinking about it, and I'm looking now for a new vest. So I stopped there, couldn't get the vest. Look at this. This is phenomenal. I'll talk about the vest here shortly. But Savannah, I'm in Savannah, Georgia. So after all that, I went from Charleston to Savannah. Probably, honestly, it's the top 5 coolest city I've been to. I've never been to downtown. I didn't realize how much history was here. This place is just chock full of history. Good God. Revolutionary War. It was designed back in 1733. A guy named Oglethorpe, I think. He's the founder of Savannah and Georgia. And he's around all these little squares. Reynolds Square. So there's like 19, 20, or 21 of these squares, cobblestones, old buildings, 1800s, some 1700s. Very impressive. I walked up 5 miles last night, just out and about looking. I thought, I'd get some footage of this place. It's pretty impressive. I don't know who that guy is in there, but you just kind of cruise down here, and the further down you go, it kind of ends up at a place called Forsyth Park with a big fountain. There's a cool old place down there, Marshall House. I walked by there last night. Looks like a hotel and restaurant. There's another. Oh, that one doesn't have a statue in it, which is unusual. Most all of them have statues in them. But you can see the houses. We're on cobblestone right now. Oh, hold on. I lost my train of thought there for a second. I'd be old, but I'm not dead. Shout out to Old Not Dead YouTube channel. Eamon in Australia. I bought some of Herd's merch. He rides a Harley. He's a good dude. Has a good channel too. Check it out. So here we go. Kind of not hitting the same house that I was looking at. I think I'm 1 block off. Oh, that's the old cemetery. That would be interesting. There's some old tombstones in there. Real old. Look at them. Look at the brick. Wow. That's a sacred place. And some of the churches here are pretty incredible too. There's beautiful cathedrals. Oh, there's one right up there. But I saw at least 4 or 5. Anyway, so yeah, back to hanging out with my friend Biff. We got up, got the bike ready, checked it all out. Oh, the other thing that happened is riding the bike, and I use the brake every now and then, the rear brake, usually for stability. And the thing that I wasn't used to initially right away on the bike was the weight. Never ridden such a heavy bike. Concours itself is at least 100 pounds more than the ZX14R that I have. So I get on the thing, it's set up different, it's higher handlebars. So I was doing some low speed maneuvering in the parking lot before I took off. Oh shit, I just about dumped it because I went to use the rear brake to stabilize the bike, and no go. There's no rear brake. So that was a little disconcerting. It's a linked system. The brakes are linked front to rear. So I have the brake in conjunction with when I'm using my front brake, which obviously is all I ever use. But you will use that rear brake every now and then for stability. And right when I needed it most, it wasn't there, and I had to throw a foot down to catch it. So anyway, so the bike had no brakes. It's kind of a bummer on the rear brake, but it is synced up. It's working together. I have to keep that in my cross-check. Oh, that's an old Revolutionary War monument. The guy who fought in the Revolutionary War. So this town, the southern folks we're all part of the revolution. The southern states and the northern states were all fighting the Brits. The Civil War I thought it would have been raised, you know, by Sherman's March to the Sea. Sherman's March to the Sea was a scorched earth policy. This was a general. And he went from Atlanta and just decimated everything. Anything in his path he took, whatever he could to feed his army, and killed people that were resisting along the way. There's the fountain, the Forsyth Park fountain. There's a little Semper Fi. Due out of the Marine Corps boys. It's a monument from them for the guys that died in previous wars. So yeah, so he marched to the sea, which was here, but wisely, word was out that he was just destroying any if there's any resistance. That's when he destroyed the place, because it was a siege. People that were running the city at the time, or the generals in charge of it, capitulated and gave up. They didn't fight because they knew what was going to happen. All this history was going to get destroyed. Everything here would have been destroyed. So it was spared, which is a blessing. Man, this, like I said, I kind of looked it up too. It's got to be one of the most historic cities I've ever seen, next to Boston and Philadelphia. Sure enough, it's kind of a top 5, top 10 historic city. So, get on your bike, come and see this place. It'll blow you away. The food is amazing. If you're a drinker, there's tons of bars. I'm not. Look at this park, 33-acre park, and all the houses around it. It's really cool. So, I'm on the road today to go to Orlando, go see an old Air Force buddy down there, and it's supposed to rain. Yay. And I got a cold. That's the other reason I didn't film yesterday either, because I'm starting to feel kind of shitty. I ride a new bike that I'm not familiar with. I'm feeling better on it. Initially I didn't like it. I still don't like the way the seat is. Connie boys, that's what they call the Concours. Get all up in arms. I know it needs a new seat, because the seat is pointed too far. It's canted forward towards the tank on an angle, so it's always forcing you forward, and you have to push back with your arms when you're riding, and you can't really get comfortable on it. I mean, if I'm comparing my 14, my ZX with this bike, I mean, I could suffer through 600 miles with that bike, 650. I don't think I could do it with this one. I think we'll see, because I'm going to do a big 600-mile day from Orlando to New Orleans. Yeah, we'll see. It's kind of a comfort is it's kind of a thing, you know. As everybody knows, riding a bike a long distance, this bike is supposed to be comfortable. I mean, it has heated grips; those are nice. It's really good. It's just the seat. I could put a lot of shit on here. I got 2 panniers and a back thing. There's SCAD. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff on here. Relatively easy. You can keep your stuff locked in your panniers at night. That's a good system. It's way easier than the 14, because that one you have to take everything off the bike and put it back on. So this bike, my initial impression is that it's smooth. So's the 14R. I did do a power run. I haven't figured out the traction control, but on the ZX14 you can go traction control 1, 2, or 3, or wet, or whatever. This is pretty easy. And you go traction control 1, and it's basically wheelie control. And so I thought this would be the same system, but it's not. It's kind of the same layout. It's not the same system, which is odd. So it's built the same year bike too. It has these little guys right here, and I think I can turn it off. Yep, yeah, there it went off. See, now traction control's off because the light's on, but it didn't change the symbology in the infotainment center, call it that. But anyway, the whole thing about this trip is buy a bike for under $5,500, which I did, and go cross country. I'm going to about 3,500 miles, meeting up with old buddies from the Air Force, military guys who appreciate that. As you get older, you kind of want to reconnect with those boys that you did cool stuff with. And when you face adversity together with other people, it's a really tight bond. Anyway, it's Birdman and Savannah. There, I'm hitting the rear brake and it's not doing anything. I'm out.
Hey, FNGs. Just for those who don't know what that is, an FNG is a fun term for a new guy in a squadron. An effing new guy. So anyway, I've been riding for 50 years, so everybody's an FNG, kind of. Not saying I have more experience than most everybody, but quite a bit. So anyway, I'm on this cross-country tour on my $5,500 Concours 14, and I made it to New Orleans. I went out last night to Bourbon Street. I'm not a drinker, so I just kind of watched all the antics and went home and went to bed. But I kind of have a cold, so I'm not feeling 100%. But anyway, the bike is it's running well. Yesterday I kind of thought I had an issue, but not really. The biggest issue I think with the bike is the rear brake. The rear brake goes right to the floor because it's got the interconnected system. I think it's a known issue between the connection between the front brake and the rear brake, and then losing pressure on the rear brake. So it's kind of, with a heavy bike, there's a lot of times where I don't think about it, but I am using the rear brake a lot. I do it also on my other bikes. I'll use it a little bit because it gains a little bit more traction and a little bit more stopping power, but I always use it when I'm stopped on a hill, and I'll use it when I'm doing some type of slow speed maneuver. And this bike is really heavy for me. I mean, I got 100 pounds more in the ZX14, and I've got at least 100 pounds of shit on it. So that's a little bit painful. So I just have to adjust my ride. So anyway, so risk assessment for today. I want to go up to north into Louisiana, a town called Many, and then I'm going to cut west and go to somewhere near the Davy Crockett Historical Park or something. But I want to get off yesterday was so painful. 630 miles on all freeways. Just completely freeway riding, which really sucks. And it was a good ride though. I mean, I felt pretty good on the bike. I'm getting really more comfortable on it. The first 2 days I rode, I didn't film because I wasn't comfortable talking and riding, and now I'm going to start doing that more. I did it in Savannah, but that was only because I was just tooling around town. I'll start off here in New Orleans, go to the French District, and then I'll get more video going north. But I think it's too risky when you're jumping on a new bike. You really got to put your brain bites all in one place, and that's focusing on riding and getting used to the bike. So now I feel kind of comfortable on it, getting used to the weight, how it feels. I don't want to find some twisties and see how it does. I don't think I've hit one corner this whole trip. Florida and is just not much out there in the southeast. Maybe there are places I just don't know about. Hit me up in the chat if you know any. But anyway, I'm going to start off today and go into the French Quarter and see it. See what Bourbon Street looks like during the day. Pretty hot one last night. There's one girl that got convinced to show her boobs, and the cop went right over to her. Ma'am, you can't do that. And she watched it. What you talking about? I can't do that. Everybody does that here. Oh, what? That's good. He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. everybody's drunk. Oh, there it is. It is Bourbon Street. Okay. Let's see if I can go down it. I'll take a shot. Yeah, that's something. All these are closed last night.